Welcome to the Shayba Arena and match number 4 on day 4. This is Group A action. Canada set to take on the Czech Republic. Canada will be hosts in this one. They have a 2-0 record. The Czechs 1-1. They have won in game-winning shots and they have lost in game-winning shots. The win coming over the Swedes and the loss coming to Norway. This is the way the tournament bracket looks now. Norway with 5 points are sitting in second at the moment, but obviously the Czech Republic are needing to get something. So Canada is assured of a semifinal position regardless of what happens here today. The Czech Republic, though, if they could pull off one of the biggest upsets of this tournament, they would have an opportunity as well to go through to the semifinal. Looking at goal, it's Corbin Watson who's going to get the start again. He had a shutout in day 2 over Norway when the Canadians won 4-0. And that was his first Paralympic game ever, as we have a look at the referees. Semilov, the Russian official, and Frerichs and Yudikov, the American and the Russian, on the lines today for this match. The Czechs have been good. They've kept it tight. And against Norway, as I mentioned, losing in game-winning shots. And then against Sweden, that scoreline was 2-1. And then the same scoreline reversed, but in their favor. Corbin Watson gets the start. Larocque has been outstanding as well up front. 3 goals and an assist for 4 points. Kevin Rempel, 6 assists so far. Outstanding. Forward, Vapenka gets the start. Devok, the veteran, on the blue line. Mikhail Gier, he's got a goal already for the Czech Republic. And he's very capable, number 74. Watching out for him in this match as well. There's Westlake, the Canadian captain. Westlake, the 27-year-old, taking this responsibility after the 2010 Paralympics in Vancouver. And now he's very much the face of the Canadian program. And there is their head coach, Mike Mondit, who's come through the Canadian program and then assigned as the head coach back in 2011. And Yuri Briza, the head coach, very good teacher and great communicator of the sport with his team. There you see Corbin Watson. He's played just the 1 game. It indicates, obviously, backing up in the first match to Benoit Saint-Germain that he was recorded for playing. Vapenka, it's been him all the way. And decent numbers for Vapenka. Hard done by, he would have felt in the opener against Norway. Couldn't do much on the goal that he did let up, and then was just beaten in the game-winning shots as Safranek, the Czech captain, comes across. And it's a great moment, just seeing the exchange there as the players take a little longer just to get themselves set. Actually allows for it to be a little bit more of a genuine moment, doesn't it? As they need to take time just to set their sticks down and exchange the pennants from their respective nations. The Canadians are here in full force. They are already through to the semifinals. Whether or not they go through as the top seed, well, that's to be determined here over the next 45 minutes. The Shayba has been a tremendous venue. It's a theater of sport right here on the edge of the Black Sea in Sochi's Olympic Park. And all of the matches have been here. And the venue is great for atmosphere, as it really becomes almost like an amplifier of the emotion in this building. Larocque, 3 goals and an assist so far in this tournament. Kubas, the former captain, on the blue line for the Czech Republic. There is Kevin Rempel. 6 assists so far in 2 matches. We're moments away. Welcome, I'm Brent Pope. You're watching the Paralympic Winter Games in Sochi. And the Czechs will take the face-off. All the way back they'll go. And it's a little bit of a miscue as it leads to the puck being in their own end zone. Canada are relentless, though, in the forecheck. And no different to start here, but Havel will loft that one up and over. It's temporarily delayed. It's been broken up. Murray from the blue line here. This is a shot and off the post. They're not messing around. Canada right out of the gates, and Rempel hits the iron. Look for a partial break either way. The defensemen for Canada are very active. This is the leading scorer in the tournament this far. That was Dixon with 4 goals and 2 assists. And then he has scored goals from almost every position. Here he is now. To Westlake, the Canadian captain, across the line. Very much the face of these Paralympic Games in many respects, but certainly for the Canadian team, as the Czechs will just see that down the ice, and we're just over a minute gone. Dixon with a strong pass across to Arsenault. And all sorts of routes, almost looking like a spaghetti junction of movement there, as both teams criss and cross through this middle of the ice area, the neutral zone. Now it's deep here in the Czech zone. And Canada looking to try and pin it to the boards. They come up with it. It's a loose turnover. Westlake from a distance. Vapenka has to come out hard to get the blocker on that one. And his man is taken down. Bridges is dislodged from his own sledge for a moment. But he's back and involved. And the long distance caller in. And that is a play from Herbeck, Miroslav Herbeck, number 65. And that is a preferred option at times to make and to try it on. That cheeky long distance, but it's not really that cheeky because it could end up just being a rebound or certainly just a territory puck as you just dump it in and chip and chase. There, Canada elect to do that themselves, trying to get there, but taken out en route. That was McGregor, the youngster, in his first games. And he can't get there, but it will go for icing. And back it'll go to the left of Vapenka and the Czech goal. Canada, though, starting very quick here. And watch this shot. Right off the iron, the left post, and Vapenka is beat cleanly there. That is just the metalwork. That is the difference in that one. And the rounded post favors the carom back out rather than in to the back of the Czech goal. And it's the little things, but Canada are knocking at the door. And they'll want to follow that up as quick as possible with some offensive momentum. It's the Czechs, though, who have won this one. Gale having an outstanding tournament as well. 2 goals, 4 assists, 6 points. He's right there with the points leaders. Out to the blue line. Down low, looking for an option to Anthony Gale. He'll turn. Gale trying to get it down low. Strong work and very resilient from the Czechs to manage that attack from the Canadians. Herbeck. Seeing more from Herbeck early in this match. Pierre will play it in. It's a strong dump, and he's done that with purpose, trying to get it to come back to him. And as you get the defenders to turn their back and then try to get to it sooner than they can. Rempel down low working with Murray, trying to get that puck back, and the Rockets hit hard. Canada hemmed in here. This is a good sequence from the Czechs. And that shot in on Corbin Watson was a snappy one indeed. Body contact here on the near side. Kavok goes down. And the Czechs, they like to play a physical brand of hockey which suits them fine. The Canadians recognize that's how they do play. And it's nothing that they necessarily think about. It's about trying to get possession of the puck at the end of the day. And body contact and checking is allowed. And that's one of the attractions to this sport. As you watch this here, Dixon, actually the defenseman, number 11, tries to get his hand up on it. And this was a play that could have just as easily gone off the Czech defender in the open side of goal. We have seen that in this tournament so far, as the defender coming back to try and support the play. And they're having difficulty stopping and end up being almost another offensive player as it goes off them and in. That's blocked on its way towards goal. Canada trying to make something. This is Bowden. Bowden in good cycling motion in this corner. Smart move by the Czechs just to keep that. That's Palat. Palat as well has a goal in this Paralympic Games. It's down now deep, forcing the Canadians to go back. Steve Arsenault tries to get that out. And Dixon has been on the ice for the majority of this period, it looks like. The number 11, one to watch out for, leading the tournament in goal scoring. Great pass, wide side. This is the aforementioned Dixon. And he can't hold on to it this time. The Czechs have to take a hard hit there from Westlake, but they advance the puck into the zone. And this is Safranek. Safranek gets thumped by Arsenault. As he comes across, and he was doing the 50-yard dash in a 40-yard gym there. As Arsenault had no let-up. Here they come, though. The Czechs on a mini break, and a ricochet puck towards goal. Arsenault back to support Corbin Watson. And we'll have a break in play and an opportunity for both of these sides to get reset. There's the snow maintenance team for the ice maintenance team, shall we say, that ends up taking the snow off the ice often in those high traffic areas, comes out here for this timeout. There you look, it's Mondin, supported by Hunt on the bench there for Canada. Yuri Friese right there in the foreground, chatting with his side and having that discussion about how they want to approach it. And Motika throws one in. Arsenault, that's the hit we were talking about. And he just didn't slow up at all, did he? Came right across, and then he ended up getting a little bit of Safranek's head there on the collision. And maybe lucky not to have been called. Canada in the white and red will take to this face-off to the left of their goal. Canada wear red, they wear black, and they wear white. The Czechs are in red tonight. And this is a face-off one. Quickly getting to it is Kubas. And around the boards, it's kept in though. And from the back, a little bit of an untidy play. And Watson has to just see it to a safer area. But now from a long distance again, but it's a good attempt in on goal and puts immediate pressure again on Canada. And every shot's a good shot. And especially there, Kubas has some more space and a little bit of positive momentum as he was skating into that puck. There you see Canada's results. Resounding win over Sweden and the shutout versus Norway, 4-0. Wojtek, the philosopher, as they refer to him, much of a, shall we say, an interested reader. And reading not something that happens as much nowadays as it once used to. Kind of a forgotten art form. And there's a big hit again, and so far, Miroslav Herbeck is having an outstanding defensive game for the Czech, and he has just been playing physical and enjoying that attribute of his. He's 49 years of age back there, Herbeck, and he's not afraid of any youngsters for Canada who are working around. He's looking to teach them a trick or two. Canada will have to go back and fetch this puck. Whitson seeing what's available for him. He's got it up to Rempel, but good work again for the Czech Republic. Doing a good job at the moment of being disruptive. Bowden skating well though. Bowden will just flip it to an area, try to chase it down. The Czechs though are working in packs. And they'll have more confidence as a result of not conceding yet. it's expected that Canada should move forward in this game, but we've seen what that does in sport. Canadians are working hard. From the outside, bound and touched on Bapenka. It's loose in front. Westlake trying to get to it. And around, it will not go. As it's stopped and pushed back up the boards, Westlake will have to win this battle. Going towards goal. He's got a man. Oh, wow. Does he rip that one? And he got all of that one, the captain. And I'm not sure if that went off the helmet or where, but it went up and out of play as Westlake cooks one with the right hand. And that there goes right off the head of Bapenka. As you see again, the body contact coming in from Herbeck. Canada trying to get to this puck first. They do. Delaney, the youngster, out there on the ice. Delaney just to offload it and leave it for Gale. This is a very spirited, fast-moving line. This line of Gale, Delaney, and McGregor. Oh, a clever move. Backside. Oh, he misses. And that was Dixon. Bo Dangles, as they refer to him. And he's Dr. Stickhandle, as Dixon is still with the puck. And he's going to shoot it. It's ricocheted off again, and Dixon has got a nose for goal. And he smells one coming. It's kept in by Arsenault from a distance, and Bapenka will just lay out and take that one down. As he had seen enough in that last shift to suggest that Czechs were on their heels and needed a break. And that has a little bit of extra mustard on it. And that was the play by Dixon where he goes wide. Actually probably had McGregor earlier. Could have maybe offloaded it, but he whistles one wide. It's won by the Czechs as Kupika wins that out. A race back for it. No icing as Whitson will play it. And that was almost a pretty dangerous looking collision as both players were moving and not aware of each other and almost hit into one another. Whitson is dispossessed. That's a strong play by Havel. There's a chance. Oh, wow. And that is Mikhail Gier. And watch out for him, as he's got a gunslinger off his hip. And he can fire that howitzer at a given moment, anytime. Out into neutral zone. We're coming up to 5 minutes remaining in this period. And needs to be careful. Bridges has come and taken the goalie right out. And Bapenka went for a ride, and there was some opportunity, but Canadians had to clear their lines. And just coming out now is Bridges. And because the goalie had lost his stick, the referee on that offside elected to blow the whistle rather than playing the advantage and allowing it be a delayed offside. But that was a pretty unusual looking play as Bridges came in and just took Bapenka right behind the goal line there, and the referee was on it and allows it to play itself out. And this was it coming in. He's allowed to go in for that rebound, but at the last second you see Bapenka comes across and tries to screen Bridges from getting to that loose puck, because it was sat there. So that's where the referee was allowing the advantage to be played. The fans are loving it. Good looking mohawk she's got there. Tremendous atmosphere. Great music as well. And the classic hockey tunes as you might expect in North America, anywhere around the world, are universal, aren't they? And they've been playing all week so far inside the Shayba Arena. The fans are loving it. That's ripped up off the glass. A breakout possibly. And it was a chance for Canada to get to it. They cannot. Bowden, though. Bowden is nippy indeed, isn't he? As Dixon just trying to hold the blue line there. And before advancing in, and Dixon is a threat. He's very aggressive coming off that blue line position for Canada. And you have to be to score 4 goals over the first 2 matches. And a line change comes for Canada. Wojcik out there, Safranek along with Kavak on the blue line for the Czechs. Kubis to go back, and he's not been able to come up with it. Delaney working with Gale. Lofted well and played into a central area for the Canadians to go back. And transition play has left McGregor to be the first one to it. He gets hit hard for his troubles. Here's Gale. Can't get control of it again, and Gale as possibly injured the goalie temporarily here, or we'll see. Vapenka is still down. Gale comes out of the corner here, gets hit hard, and then you see him working his way to try and get that puck back. He goes hard in the boards. And Vapenka feeling the effects of that one and maybe looking just to settle things down. Gale will make his way off the ice. No play, no call. And face-off 1. Murray will just loft it up and over. And Vapenka, if that had landed at goal, would have been difficult to have controlled comfortably. Canada in behind the Czech goal now. Looking to see what's available to them. They can't keep it in though, and that's a loose play. Just 3 shots apiece, and that is a real story. It shows you how well the Czechs are playing. They've turned it over. They've got a chance there. Could have maybe developed that play further before having to take the shot. They are right where they want to be. Kropika lost that for the Czech forward to get onto it first. Havel. And Gier, who's got a pocket rocket of a shot. Weaving and winding all the way now. This is Dorian. He in his 3rd Olympic Games, Dorian. Paralympic Games for Canada. Here they are again though. Dixon gives it back a moment too soon for Bridges. And the Czechs will go the other way. Line change late for Canada. They get on the ice and disrupt that initial rush from the Czechs. Now they give it over. Dixon to play it on. Westlake leaves it for Bowden. Bowden has got room. Bridges on the near side. He's laid it over there to him. Defensive play, taking away the angle. And that was Safranek who came back to help. Bowden with a cross-corner dump. Intended for Westlake. He gets it and lays it on back to Bowden. And Kavak, though, able just to cut that out and move it to the far corner. Offside. Canada just can't quite keep it in. And Bridges was the possible recipient of that one. This was Bowden laying it off to Bridges. Bridges never really got the shot he wanted, but he got enough to get it to goal. The Czechs, and particularly with Safranek taking the angle away, came back to sweep up, and it was just 1 and out. The first shot and no rebound available for Canada on the play. This is McGregor. And the youngster, he is clever as McGregor. Lays it on in an area, and he was hopeful that there would be a Canadian to step in, but could not. Owen, a shot in, a dangerous one. Corbin Watson sees that to safety as we march down to the minute remaining in this first period. And the Czechs with a late possibility here. From a distance! And that's a good one too. High, up over the Canadian goal. And Herbert, an exceptional presence from that defensive position at the moment for the Czech Republic. Waiting and watching. They'll spin back and scale. Will now leave it to Whitson. Whitson sees that in right behind and forces his Czech defense to be employed once again. Pickpocketed. Well played. Havel, direct in his defense, comes across and tidies up. Dixon has a look at the clock to see how much time is available to Canada. He'll jump into the rush. He's still going, is Dixon. It's in his Sledge. He can't quite find it. Maybe a late chance. Canada trying to find some loose change here. And they want to bank something, but they haven't quite got the time in which to do it. And that'll be the end of the first period. And there you see how Breeza feels about it. As his team will be feeling pretty good to keep Canada off the score sheet for this first section of the game. Wojtek feeling good as well. And there you have it. And wouldn't it be something if in fact the Czechs were able to pull off what would be a surprise result in this one. The Czechs had to come through a qualification tournament in order to get here. And they are just in their second Paralympic Games. And they finished 5th in Vancouver. And there you see Breeza having a chat with the official about possibly the height of goal, or just, well, it wouldn't be about the height of goal, maybe about contact as the puck was being played. But nonetheless, that's where we sit after the first 15 minutes. I'm Brent Pope, and I'm enjoying sharing this pleasure with you of watching the top athletes in the world in the ice sledge hockey competition here at the Shayba Arena. You're watching the Paralympic Winter Games from Sochi. We'll be back just after the break. Welcome back for period number 2. And as we were just chatting at the end of the first period, as Canada will make their way out onto the ice, you see by that last highlight there, Yuri Briza, the coach of Czech Republic, was indicating that there was contact by Corbin Watson on the puck when it was over his head. And it's very unusual, but obviously in the sport of ice sledge hockey, when the players are sat in their sledges, they can in fact, the goaltender, which is unusual, elevate their stick above their head in order to make contact, and that's what Watson had done. And the next player to touch it after was a Canadian, and he was suggesting it should have been blown dead for high sticking and a face-off in the offensive zone, but play was allowed to continue. So one of those anomalies of ice sledge hockey where until they sort of happened, as a coach wish and request for clarity, but the fans are ready. Some great headwear by the Canadians. So patriotic. And another selfie. As one of the interesting facts about iPhones and the smartphone is that we take more photographs now in the last 12 to 18 months than ever in recorded history of photography. Everything is worth taking a photo, and why wouldn't you here at the Paralympic Winter Games in Sochi, a beautiful part of the world, a beautiful sporting complex, and then this one here, a very exciting and vibrant venue, the Shayba, as we are set and ready to go ahead of the second period. As the building anticipation, the Czech Republic are for real. Let's make no mistake of it. They have been in tight against everybody. Sweden and Norway will be no different today. We'll watch and see how this second period will play out. We are scoreless. And it's a little bit of a logjam there to start. Wasn't really sure where it was originally, the players. And it was under the Canadian sledge the whole time, it appears. Again, that pursuant forecheck from Canada as Rempel trying to get through and get possession of first. Kabak with a long play, can't quite get it out. And you'll see it across the line. It is shielded back into the corner for Whitson. Whitson gets dumped for his efforts by the Czech forward. They'll see them back again. Canada having to regroup. Dixon, a little bit careless play there. Offside though, and there you see they've got an indoor and an outdoor, and coming on the outdoor was Kubas. In the second period, they are that much further apart or further away from their own goal, and Kubas has to come on the ice in the offensive zone, and hence why the play is blown dead and a face-off just outside the Canadian blue line. To be taken, Bowden just drops that to his defenseman, Arsenault, looking just to ram his way forward. And now, first man to it is Westlake, starts the cycle with Bowden. Bowden, just a real snappy and quick player as he comes out of this pile with possession. Westlake now to scoop it up, and he'll just see if he can't feed it into his teammate. He's trying to get it into Dixon, who again comes in off that blue line looking for some offense. And he just provides another dimension as they've turned it over. Canada quickly a chance the other way, and in. Bridges cannot score. Vapenka is taken out. He hasn't got his stick, trying to get it back to him. And that's Herbeck who tries to get it to him, can't. Herbeck is now. And the whistle being blown by the referee. And it looks like a penalty, and it will be. Zafranik makes his way, the captain. And it's going to be, well, potentially teeing there, isn't it? As we'll look, he uses the sledge. And has a little bit of a weapon coming in the side of the Canadian player. And it is exactly that. And it's a dangerous play, that. And that's the reason for the call. Canada on the power play, 5 against 4. The face-off quickly won. And Westlake will play the blue line. Again, off the bar. And wow. That's a long ways from home, Dorothy. But boy, do they shoot it hard. And they can almost set this power play alight with that shot there. There is down to Westlake. Westlake goes high and up and over Papenka. They wait till they have someone on the boards there in case they don't keep it in. Westlake just can't do it. And the Canadian power play looking effective. It has a number of chances. But again, just getting ever so close, but yet so far away as Dixon. Woof. He goes right off the tee there of the post and the crossbar. And this was Bridges just but a moment ago, who tries to cut to the inside, and Papenka makes the save and forces him to have to go wide. And Dixon denied his fifth there just by an inch. And his fifth goal of the tournament, leading all goal scorers. This is Murray to go back. Now a minute remaining in this power play for Canada. And Anthony Gale advances it well across this line. Do they have a look at it? McGregor sliding and trying to get the rebound. Berger, I've seen a lot of Berger in this match so far. But there you see a good effort by Canada trying to make use of this extra bit of room out here in the power play. And they can't quite get the shot off that they like, but give full credit to Papenka. He is doing his job. The Canadians are being led in ice time at the moment by Adam Dixon, over 10 minutes, but they distribute it pretty fairly amongst everybody. Everybody's being employed to do a job today for Mike Mondon's Canadian team. It's a give and go. Dixon is right there again off the iron. Dixon will follow up himself over again, and he has had more shots today. And we've got Dixon. It's only recorded as the one, but he keeps missing the net is the thing, and even that shot off the crossbar isn't recorded as a shot because the goalie has to make a save in order to prevent it from going in the net. And in both instances, he is hit it. Rempel was off the post, and Dixon, and Rempel looks injured. He is jammed himself, and you heard the noise, whether it's his shoulder, it sounds like. And immediately, the doctor coming out to give attention. And we'll watch this again here as Dixon just goes really hard, straight-legged into the end boards. And probably quite startling, that, isn't it? And the shock of the impact. And it looked as though he was favoring his left shoulder when he initially went down. And there he is on his side, looking to receive, and he still seems to be that left shoulder. He's got wrapped up and trying to protect it. But he's okay. We get the great ovation from this very respectful and sportsmanlike crowd, but you heard him yelling out. And whether it's his, seems okay there now, but the original contact causing for alarm, he'll go straight to the room to receive some medical attention. Here was the play, Dixon, that shot again, and Papenka literally using his head. And again, Dixon following up and goes high over the net to the near side. Riza knows exactly what's needed to be done for this Czech side. They continue to be physical, and they have to be against the Canadians. You have to play that way. You can't allow them to dominate you physically. There is Westlake, ripping it wide and around. And if the Czechs were able to get a result, Safranek will chase it down. He is bumped right off it by Dixon. Dixon takes no prisoners and just offloads it here to the wide side, and it will get away that long play. The bounce is too far ahead of the Canadian forward. give and go. McGregor down deep into the corner. And Herbeck is back. He's met though by Bridges. Bridges will receive some support by Bowden. Bowden so slippery. And he just cuts his way through. Papenka again in the perfect position on the angle to take that away. Another key save. And it continues to be the storyline. Canada with 9 shots to 3 now for the Czechs. And still going. And right in on Papenka. That's a 10th shot. So he's doing his work. We're not quite to the halfway point of this match yet. And reloading, Dixon tries to get it safely, and it will not go for icing. Gale comes in. He goes into the boards hard. He's actually got the puck available to him. He comes up and makes a play, but he allows the Czechs to get to it first. And that bounce off the end boards is difficult for these goaltenders. As to sometimes whether to let it play as it bounces around, and hard to control to get that right angle. And they shoot so hard. It's almost a little bit like the cue ball sometimes on a snooker table. You hit it hard enough, it may in fact go into your own pocket as it bounces and caroms its way around. McGregor. Cycling movement as Delaney will come in. Delaney trying to get away. Kavak takes him off. Again, strong physical play from the Czechs as they are fighting fire with fire. This is Canada though. Rempel, wide side. That was an effort to Delaney. Delaney, 17 years of age in his first Paralympics. Couldn't quite reach that one. Whitson to go back. And off the body. Laid on, here's a chance. A little bit of a 2-on-1 developing. Berger! And that was on the rise across goal. Corbin Watson needed to be equal to it. And they release it so quickly. It's deceptive how quickly they can get it off from either hand. Some of these players are equally talented in both. Obviously, there's a preferred side, but that was on a string. As Bridges now. Bridges in and out to the backside, and a crash into the goals. Papenka is taken down like the kingpin in a bowling alley. And he gets himself back, turned upright, but that going to the net hard favors the offensive team because you just never know where that puck is going to bounce to, and that's what I'm saying about the puck being almost like a cue ball on a snooker table. This was a play by Bridges, and then going the net hard. Bridges ends up going and dislodging it first of all before Bowden was trying to get there himself, and Bowden upended in the end, but you saw how close it was coming across in front of him. He couldn't get there in time. Papenka has been hit a couple times, and he'll be feeling a little bit worse for wear. He's got a half smile on his face though, and he seems to be all right. The Canadians looking on. No, they're in tough now. And if they weren't able to get a victory today, they still go through to the semifinals. It's just they would go through as seed number 2 rather than seed number 1. That would mean they would likely to face Russia. There you saw maybe an oblique injury potentially for Rempel, but he's back now and feeling better, so good to see him back in the lineup. As he went off to the dressing room a moment or two ago, just to make certain that everything was okay. Bridges, Westlake, and Bowden up here on this draw. And Kropika, he and his line mates Havel and Pierre are out there on the ice. Bowden out front, banging around. Bridges can't get it past Vapenka. He's solid in there. Takes up a lot of room. And this is Westlake off the bar and in. And Canada have finally unlocked the door on the Czech vault. And they are money in the bank for the first one as Westlake goes high and hard up in the top of the Czech hammock. Bowden knows how important that goal was. He has been instrumental in building the momentum towards his first goal. He's fast skating forward. And that's Bridges out to Westlake, and Westlake is not going to miss that one as he rings the chimes. Off the bar and post and in. Canada grab the lead. Westlake's second goal of these Paralympic Games. And here they come again, putting pressure. The Czechs run into each other, and that gives Canada a chance to keep it in. That is Delaney trying to prevent the clearance. And Westlake, with that second goal, gives them 3 points in this tournament. That's an important one, though, just to settle play down, because Berger, he was possible to be the opening scorer of this game, but just a few minutes ago, as he took on Corbin Watson. It's in the neutral zone. Again, a battle for possession and territory. As we are over the halfway point of this game, and the Czechs are able to make this difficult for Canada. But they're going to have to open up a little more now, but not at the peril of their defense. Berger will just turn that one over. And it's fallen for their own control. Players have left the zone. Defense is smartly employed there by Berger as he just comes right to the middle and takes away that half opportunity. A broken play. Larocque trying to get to it. Haven't seen a lot out of Larocque so far. He's out in front of goal, waiting for service. He's got it now. It's in his Sledge. He's got Dorian coming in to help him. That's Wojcik. Bouncing around. It'll go past the right post. A shot from Whitson. Bouncing. And Murray spins and retains possession. And now the Canadians can settle down into their game and try to play to their strengths. The Czechs are just going to need to keep it strong, effective, and manage their energy to be smart about how they defend against this Canadian side. It's there in the corner. There wasn't an easy play out, so Habel just trying to delay it a little bit across the face of goal. And that'll just get out of the zone. You see again just how lively those boards are. Vapenka stretches for it, but he'll leave now. He'll leave this for Herbeck. Herbeck gets crushed, and that was probably the hardest hit I've seen of this tournament. And he's all right, but wow, was that power on power. Westlake goes, cuts to his backhand. He'll try to shoot. Oh, it just jumped up like it had legs, and it was a frog. It just got away from him. Here's Bridges. And now the other way. A little bit of daylight for the Czech Republic as they come in. Whoa, is that a shot? And Pierre, I tell you about it. He's from the Wild West, and he is one of the sharpest shooters in town. And it's right off the hip. He has just got an absolute howitzer. And that was just a couple strides. Oh, another big hit from Pierre. He crushes his man. No penalty down. And Dixon, he takes an absolute thumping there, and he'll go off the ice, and he's temporarily winded. Two massive hits in this last shift. And the one, first of all, on Herbeck, whoa, it sounded like a car crash. And then that one there on Dixon. Dixon just got thumped hard into the boards by Guerre. maybe a little bit of contact, well, where his head hits the boards, and that's the challenge, isn't it? When your head hits the boards with that sort of whipping speed. And look at that shot there. Oh, man. From the outside. And it's just, this was the collision from Bridges, where he just, London Bridges falling down as he takes out Herbert. And Murray gets dropped for his efforts as well. And although he hasn't had to take a lot of action, Corbin Watson, he's had 5 shots on him. Canada 12 shots in this game. That one there by Guerre was tremendous. Can't say enough about it because he just, to have the core strength, to be able to get enough on the puck as he did. Wow. Kubas across the line. That's a shot and a half as well. Up and over goal. And back they'll come. They've got one in their bag of tricks. You can feel it from the Czechs. They are hanging right around in this game. And whilst it's only 1 shot away, it's a very dangerous proposition as well for the Canadians. They'll just try and keep it. It bounces through. And again, getting in the shooting lane. Defensive work is structured. Very sensible are the Czechs and how they employ their defense. Palat will come back. Doesn't give it up. He goes up and over the top, Palat. And Whitson will have to make a play out of his own zone. Can't quite make one. And that will go all the way, and it'll be an icing. Gale has been one of the leading scorers for Canada. Hasn't been able to find that just yet today. The 1 goal in it. Tabak and Kubas carrying a lot of ice time as well for the Czechs. It's Berger with 15:56 who leads the way. And then that's Zdeněk Habel right after him, the assistant captain, 15:38. And Herbert as well. Huge ice time, 14:34 for Herbert. And has not seen a lot of him in this tournament. But this game here, he is certainly playing a pivotal role. Line changes for Canada. The puck is in the Czech zone. And it's down on the near side. There you see stretching in Dixon, who's back, and good to see him after being shifted up on that play as he was bumped off by Guerre. In the trenches there, just trying to find a way. And stretching back is the Rock. And a double back for Guerre as he just backhand swipes it into the zone. Dixon on a D-to-D. Makes that play. It's offloaded by Rempel. And now going. And hard is Rempel, but the play there by Guerre as a tremendous outlet. And there you see and listen to the crowd as they raise their voices in anticipation. That play though, feel something off that stick of Guerre is going to be a difference maker in this game, perhaps. Kubas will leave that zone. He's got a chance to do something with it now. They're offside, though. Larocque will try and win a race for this puck. He has been able to do so. He's still en route to goal. Backhand, forehand over the net on the near side as he switches hands and goes past the left post. Working and winding their way towards goal. They all continue to build up. And advance through the neutral zone. Onside, Wojtek. And he hasn't got a player filling that wing. A hard clearance off the boards. And has led to an opportunity for Canada to get some more pressure. And it was a hand pass is what the call is from the official. inside of the last minute now, the second period. And the Czech Republic are having a very strong game indeed. Westlake is the goal scorer in this one. And you watch it building up again. Bridges and Westlake snaps it high and hard. And Corbin Watson continues to protect that Canadian goal. Abel to win this faceoff, still under his Sledge. And they're right there, he and Bridges at center ice. Out it will come. Dixon from a distance has it deflect favorably. 10 seconds remaining in the second period. Kept in. Arsenault is blocked. Canada trying to get one last attempt if they can, but they're going to run out of time. As the horn will blow. And if we look here, Vapenka, who has been strong throughout, and I'm not sure you could really have asked Vapenka to make a save on the Westlake shot. I think that's a goal at any point in time. He was wide open in a great position to step towards the Czech goal, and it is very hard to slow him down from there, as that is the score after 2 periods of play. Canada feeling decent about their work, but they are already qualified for the semifinals. Have the Czechs got something up their sleeve though, where they're able to push this game maybe to extra time, or score 2 in the remaining 15 and hold the Canadians off the board? It's still in the balance, and they will all be playing again in day number 5. But it's just whether or not they're playing in the classification game or in fact into the semifinal stages. And Canada with a strong control on the face-offs in this one, winning 81%. And they've had the penalty as well that they've had a power play, weren't able to do anything with it. It was an even strength goal for their captain, Greg Westlake. We'll leave it there for the moment. We've got an exciting 15 minutes remaining to come. I'm Brent Pope. You're watching the Paralympic Games from Sochi. This is the Ice Sledge Hockey Tournament. We'll be back after the break. And after 2 periods of play, the Canadians are sitting with that 1-goal advantage. They're in pole position. They have already qualified for the semifinals. It's whether or not they will go through as seed number 1 or 2 in this Group A. And if the Czechs were able to pull something out, that would be a surprise to, well, most everybody at this tournament, as the Canadians are first seed coming in. They won the World Championship last year in Korea. And they have the opportunity to push forward and be number 1 seed in this Group A. The fans are loving it. And the Canadians will be feeling decent. Maybe not a score line at the moment that has got them totally in charge of this one, but they are 1 step ahead as a result of the Westlake goal. And the Czechs have got enough to threaten and trouble the Canadians. And that man there, Corbin Watson, who has not yet been scored on in his Paralympic career, the 27-year-old, who is now playing in his 2nd Paralympic match, facing Vapenka, Dorian, the veteran of this team, will need to be strong and set the pace for Canada to continue as they have been. As we're set and ready to start this 3rd period. Underway, Canada with possession. Rempel will just lay it into an area in which his teammate can try and get to it first, the Rock. The Rock is able to squeeze that out. He's being battled though. And great job there by Kubas to win that back. Whitson trying to snap one off as quick as he can from the blue line. And the Czechs are looking a little bit confused as to how they want to leave their own zone. Vapenka's just going to slow it down and take a whistle and a face-off to his left-hand side. Mondin looking on, feeling decent, as I mentioned, about where his team's at, but he's going to make a line change here now and see what else he can bring out. He's got him. Going to bring out the Westlake Bridges and Bowden line. And they're a little bit late arriving. That was Westlake just coming off the bench. Again, just trying to use these boards to get that puck away from the middle of the ice. It's a safe route to try and leave the zone, but they've left the zone again without much control, and it's going to go for icing. Dixon, who has had a number of chances today, you would expect that he will have a part to play offensively still in this one. Riza, again, right there amongst his players at their level, trying to push his team on another step. And as we've seen so far with a couple chances from Pierre, I expect he'll get a crack at it here. Just hold the score line now. Back the Canadians will go. Westlake to do the defensive work. And he tries to play it forward, does Dixon. He has done it now. Westlake with a little bit of body contact. They're going to wave off the icing. Herbeck strong and a perfect reverse. And Herbeck is having a fantastic hockey game. Clever movement from the veteran. And again, he'll just come away from trouble. Canada trying to work in numbers. And Murray advancing quickly to transition. Gale can't get on to the end of that clearing or advancement up the ice. Kabak gets bumped by Gale. And Gale will get to this puck as a result first. Out front, shot in, and what a save by Vapenka as Gale feeds it out to Delaney. And this line is ever threatening for Canada. The young guns, as Delaney looking to see if Vapenka would move. It goes low. Delaney makes his way back to the Canadian bench, and Vapenka holding strong. Just waiting for the clearance from the official. And the puck dropped. Rempel in a battle to win that one. Remember, he got into a collision in that second period and was looking uncertain as to whether he would return. This is Kubas in off the blue line. First one. And all the way back. Hit hard. Tidying up is Rempel, who will support the Canadian blue liners. Murray sees that out. Can he chase it down though, Larocque, or does it get across the goal line? And it does. And unfortunately, Murray had played it too hard and strong. Canada with an icing, and none of the players can change on an icing. They will remain on the ice, that unit, and that's part of the, effectively, not a penalty, but one of the conditions of sending the puck down the length of the ice. And therefore, the advantage to the offensive team, as they can make substitutions if they wish. Botek is to take this one, and just approaching too early with Rempel. And the linesman just elected to call on a new player. Dorian to battle and win that one. Around to the far side, right in front of goal. Larocque, or right in front of the players' bench. My apologies, as they will move it up. And to the near side. There's the shots you see. And a penalty now coming in. It's going to be a slashing. And Igor Samulov sees, and Wojciech is going to make his way to the penalty box for the Czechs. And this is a play where he has the puck, and then he gets hit. And then, it's a little bit of a, you could easily say that was a high sticking. And then just taking exception, and a little frustrated by the contact. And he's going to get slashing for that. Either one, but Canada on the power play. Outside, Westlake goes hard. It goes off of the head of Berger and pops right up. And Canada to it first. Bridges and Bowden are trying to apply the pressure. Bowden's been able to win it back. He'll come out of the corner. You'll see what he's got from the blue line. Advancing, what a shot play there. An even better save as McGregor is denied by the Czech keeper, Vapenka, once again. He's hot, and he gets down low and takes away the bottom half of the net as the service down to McGregor has Vapenka at his mercy. Once again, though, the build-up. Dixon is laying it, and McGregor has lost possession. And back Dixon will go. They'll set up this rush across the line. Bowden just going a little too early. And Westlake frustrated. They would like to have a little more shape to their attack, particularly on this power play, but the Czechs are holding strong. They've been able to kill off the other penalty that they have taken. 2 penalties in this game, one to Safranek and one there to Wojciech. And Eric Wojciech now still in the box for coming up to a minute left. Westlake has it taken away from him. Bowden tries to jam that one through. And it'll work its way over into the near side. Back on the blue line. Westlake from a distance, just setting it up. Dixon will shoot it from there. It's a dangerous one if he can get it through. There's bodies in front. Westlake from the outside, scramble, Bridges, take it down in front. Turning back for another effort, McGregor. Backside, it's wide open for Canada. And again. Vapenka is on fire as the big Czech gets across, and almost like his countryman, Dominik Hasek, he's in all positions to make saves. He makes another one there to deny Wesley. And the former NHL star, Dominik Hasek, will no doubt have been an inspiration for the play of Mikhail Vapenka. Vapenka is of that generation that will have seen Dominik Hasek at his best. The dominator. Right now, that's Vapenka. And it's a high-sticking play. If the Canadians will touch it first, the whistle will be blown. That's exactly what it is. As the official calls it down. And Mondin getting nervous. There's no reason to be getting nervous, but wow. The Czechs were to score, and we go to extra time. Well, things change completely in this Group A as far as how things are going to shape out. "20 seconds, trying to get to it, and Herbeck is going to be possession. Looks like another penalty against the Czechs. We'll see. They had possession of the puck. And as it's a delay, we'll see exactly what Semilov has in store. And he's calling a roughing, and there's two of them. So coincidental minors. Gale getting frustrated. And he'll sit down for Canada. We'll watch it again. Gale, and the shot here, as both he and looks like Habel. We'll see exactly. So 4 against 3, temporarily, and then down it will go. And a long play out from Corbin Watson leads Canada into the offensive zone and released back out onto the ice. It is Wojcik for that slashing call. So 5-on-5. It's kept in. Strong, rugged play from the Czechs in their defensive zone. And Bridges has lost his stick. And the Czechs are really capable. They can just get one break of going and leveling this game. And this man is the guy you'd favor to score for him. He moves it wide side though. As the body contact employed once again. Working well across the line. Dixon is deep. He'll play it around the boards, but he can't get it out. Mikhail Guerre is there. He's trying to just chase that puck down. And all the way, it'll go deep. And Gabak will reset this movement. It can't connect though. Body contact, knocking the man off the puck. Gabak comes across. He's beaten to it though. Delaney's got a man in front. Delaney's gonna have to stop and turn to see about providing the play out into the front of the net area, but he couldn't get it there as he was marked well by the Czech defender. And again, slowly building up, and Murray with a shot in from a distance. And Vapenka, for me, has been the star of the game for both sides. Westlake has been good as well, but he is now getting deep into this game. And it is Habel, as you see there, the forward who received a penalty, the other roughing call in exchange with Gale. Gale's trying to put that over the camera, but that's everything that you need to see there. Pretty calm are Canada. It's just whether or not the Czechs on the break can create something and go the other way. They do have a scorer, that man there, who can do it. Just aren't getting enough chances to be where they need to be in order to score a goal. They've had 5 shots total. And gonna need a few more than that to try and beat these Canadians. He's faced 17. The Czechs too slow to get to the face-off dot. The official will now bring in Gare up against Bridges. It's won cleanly by Bridges from a distance. Dixon shoots it and mishandled by Bapenka. He gets his glove on it, but ends up knocking it to the near side. That could have just as easily gone in his own goal too. Bridges just trying to marshal it out into a safe area. Dixon, a slow shot in. And Bridges would have been the player he was looking to see get a deflection on it. Once again, though, a whistle and a face-off inside the Czech zone. He is huffing and puffing as Billy Bridges got the assist on the play to Westlake. That is the only goal in this hockey game. He's in position A there as Dixon again can really release it from that blue line, can he? And that was just a lobbed effort in just to see if he could utilize the presence of Bridges and maybe have him redirected on or be a screen. He's already got a goal from a long distance where the puck fell favorably. Westlake is there. He's laid it off for Bridges. Bridges can score from there. It's a wide open goal, but a touch just at the last second by Kubas is able just to move it past. Pavel Kubas with the great use. This is a play out of nowhere. Here come the Czechs. Wojcik and Corbin Watson will collect that one and settle it down. He's pretty calm. But a moment of anticipation from the Shayba crowd. That maybe, just maybe, there is a goal awaiting for the Czechs. Still tight. Berger, he can shoot and score from there. He is a danger man indeed. Canada just working a couple passes and now up across the offensive blue line. Rempel in there, but Berger equal to it as well. Plays it, banks it off the near boards. It's not out. It is this time, though, and Canada will have to come out and regroup. Larocque to go straight back at it. He's got some speed. He's got a shot. He goes up and over goal. Rempel now. And the two Canadians are going to get penalized. Rempel's going to get called for a hooking, it looks like, as he used the leverage of Larocque coming in to put him in the vice grip. But he already had the stick in, and when he twisted the Czech defender, it brought the stick that already was stuck in by Rempel and twisted him a little too much. But he's there, he gets one tug on him, and I think that's going to be it. It was also as the play from Larocque coming in. But it was that little hook right there that has got Rempel sat down. And is this going to be part of the story? And a real twist in the tail. A power play goal for the Czech Republic late in the third period. And look at Bowden go. Bowden is right there. Bapenka, calm and cool. Plays it on for his Czech teammate. And that play last second by Arsenault was more important than you might have thought, as the Czechs were skidding onto it. Wojcik working well. He'll turn, keep away from Dixon. Dixon just trying to hustle it out of him. Hasn't been able to. Now it will be Bowden trying to get to that puck. Should be able to. Great puck protection though by Guerre. And that there is a strong clearance from Dixon. Will send it 200 feet. And now it's as far away from the Canadian goal as it can be. Skating through, Kavak. Westlake services it out. And now the Red Machine are coming forward. This is a man who can score from there. Pallet. Corbin Watson will glove it and take it down. And Pallet has got a shot that's equally capable of beating an international goaltender from there. But it's a little wide, and maybe doesn't get all of it. He has to be perfect. It looks like tonight, Corbin Watson is going to have to just see this score line right across the line. And just a momentary adjustment. He's got to come out of the circle now as a result of not having his equipment ready to go. And Havel is allowed to. He's going to be moved on. Another player is going to come in. And it's going to be Safranek as they do a triangle of movement. These three Czech players looking to try and get possession. Up and cleared down the ice. And once again, the strength of the Canadian defenders just kill off some valuable seconds on this Czech power play. Working hard across the line. Can't quite connect. It's not going to be for icing. And the crowd are getting involved. This is as good a chance they're going to have. Corbin Watson denied Berger's shot. And Safranek now trying to get to it. Really clawing away there is Murray. Murray just keeping it and paddling away almost in the doggy paddle there to get to that puck and to make sure that it was going to be safely smothered. He's doing a good job of killing that clock. And there it will go down the length of the ice one more time. And that will be the end of the power play. Inside of 5 minutes remaining in his third period. Line changes for both sides. Turned over though. Westlake is the man to it. From a distance, he's got a backdoor play to Rempel. And Rempel can't bang it home. And he was perfectly positioned. But the shot goes wide of goal. A big hit coming in from Arsenault. And Dixon will throw it back in, but the Canadian hadn't left the line just as of yet. And that play there to Rempel on the backside. Canada would have loved to have had a second goal, given themselves a little bit of a cushion, but not to be. But the two power play opportunities for Canada have not borne any fruit for them, and neither does the opportunity for the Czech Republic. As Murray, he was so urgent. Oh, Rempel, he had room, didn't he, on the near side. And watch Murray, he's just working and crawling along like he's hanging on the edge of a cliff. For all his might, he was getting himself that puck as soon as he possibly could. And it's a mistake away, this game, from getting slippery and a difficult situation that would bring on. So if Canada were to force this to extra time, they would in fact go through as the top seed in this group, because the maximum points that the Czech could get would be 5. Then it would get interesting. But the win of Norway over the Czech Republic would see them through in second place in this group. So they need to pull out something in regulation if they can. Shot from Kubitz. Still coming. Protecting it. Bridges. And Dixon will just see that gone again and send this Czech side back. Here comes Bridges. Bridges will cut in. He's got support from Westlake. Westlake gets bumped off the play. And once again, they'll look to sort of come up in numbers. And they tried to link that play together. Dixon, the first one back again. Strong, and the real skillful stick work of Dixon is so noticeable out there. He just drags that in with a little bit of a toe drag. Yeah. Oh, that's a clever move under the underpass. Backside Havel was the option. And that move underneath the sledge, so clever. Taken down though from behind. And a penalty against the Czech Republic. And I think a frustrating one for them. They really could have ill afforded to have taken that penalty in the neutral zone like this. And it's Havel again who's involved in his play, and he just almost undresses Westlake from behind. And that, unfortunately, is going to be a penalty. And it could be one that's very costly indeed for the Czechs, as they could just keep this scoreline tight. You never know. You pull your goalkeeper, and you're just looking for that equalizing goal. And then anything can happen. It's one, and back it goes. Spinorama from Whitson. Clever bit of skill there from the Canadian blue liner. Murray has scored from the blue line in this tournament so far. He's got a great shot. It's broken up. He'll have to follow up his own good work though, as his line mates on the near side had to hold up. And that play by Herbeck. He's only got the one stick right now, and he's just going to hold it on off the boards. It's not out though. It does just squeeze by though, and down the length of ice. Canada regrouping. Have they turned it over though? A minute remaining in this power play. Slow to build. Bowden overskates it. Palat still going. Two Canadian defenders just getting off the ice. Need to avoid a penalty themselves. And Westlake. Hard work. Kvok takes him out. Kubis has left it, and in front is Rempel. He'll wait for the service. He gets bumped off the play. And Canada, with 30 seconds remaining in the power play, will finally get possession in the offensive zone and try and keep it under control. An offload deep. They're managing the clock to their advantage now. Pallet. Out, down low. A play for Bowden in front one more time, but Penka has to answer the call. A late play coming in. And one more shot off of his head, and he is making another save. Wow, is he having the best game of his tournament, and possibly of his life, right here, right now. Wide side of the goal, whistling by Rempel. Inside the last minute of this third period. Possibly the match, but who knows what's in store. A line change late for the Czechs. They'll try and get pressure on this puck. They've been able to win it. It's up now to Kubis from a distance. It goes wide. 30 seconds to go. Havel back on the ice. He's got the possession of it. It's out front. This is a chance, and it goes over the goal. That was the chance there for Safranek. Another one. Still waiting. A left-hand shot. Another swipe. The Canadians are down and laying down like logs to take away the bottom half of the net. It needs to be played up, and Vapanka will miss it. And as a result of leaving his goal, it won't go for icing. And the clock is marching down, and Canada will win this one by just a goal. 1-0. And that'll be enough to see them through as the top seed in this Group A. And the Czech Republic, again, continue to show just how difficult a team they are to break down. They have only let up the 3 goals in regulation play in this tournament in 3 games. And it was in game-winning shots that they lost and game-winning shots that they won. And here, unfortunately for the Czechs, who were outstanding today, they have a 1-0 defeat in regulation against a very strong Canadian side who the Czechs played with the entire match. And we'll look at these shots here now. 19 total shots for Canada, 7 for the Czech Republic. The power play opportunities for Canada did not prove beneficial, as it was only the even strength goal in this game at 22-33 by their captain, Greg Westlake, who took the chance presented to him by his teammate Billy Bridges, a pass out from behind the goal, and he was in a perfect position, and he ripped it high up into the Czech net. And that was the only goal of this match. And you see the acknowledgement from both teams of each other and the Czech fans and how they acknowledge their team's efforts today. They were outstanding, and they have been all tournament. They're getting better this side. And where they will finish up, the Czechs will now play in the classification games between 5th to 8th place. But a tremendous hockey game here at the Shayba. As you look at the stats, 31 face-offs won by Canada, so winning 75% of the face-offs taken today. But a well-contested hockey game here in the Paralympic Winter Games in Sochi. And there you see the acknowledgement from Yuri Grisa of that man there. Vapenka in the Czech goal. Outstanding. Mikhail Vapenka, and another shutout for the Canadian keeper, Corbin Watson. Canada are through as #1 seed, and the Czechs will go through as #3, and they will play the 4th ranked team in Group B in day #5. Hope you've enjoyed the action. It's been fun to share it with you. I'm Brent Pope. Come back and see some more ice sledge hockey again at the Paralympic Winter Games in Sochi. We're just again heating up, and lots more to come.